Yes, yes, fight fans, body and mind sports, my people. You are fully appreciated in this round, my guys, my people. Now, on the Saturday, right, the same date as Derek Chisora and Deontay Wilder, would you believe, boxer clashing again with a fight card that everybody would much prefer to see than what they had on, right? Regardless that it was being joint broadcasted by the BBC and the Zone, right? People would much rather watch Wilder and Chisora than to watch Lauren Price defend her titles, her welterweight titles against Stephanie Pinero. Now she successfully defended those WBO, IBF, and WBC straps of hers. But you know what? It could have come at a cost, right? It could have come at. She could have lost. She could have lost. She looked good in the first 5 rounds. She looked very sharp in there in the first 5 rounds, showcasing good footwork, darting in and out, landing the 1-2. But by the 6th round, Pinero had blooded up her mouth, and then later on in the fight, caused a cut to her eyebrow as well. I'm not sure whether those cuts came from head clashes because I couldn't see it, but commentary confirmed that it was from head clashes, my guys, my people. But boy, I've never seen Lauren Price in as much a competitive bout as that one. And I was thinking that before this fight, I was actually thinking that if her and the WBO champion Michaela were to fight, that she would beat Michaela. Now I'm not so sure because Michaela is a very, very talented fighter. She is, you know. But great win all the same by Price. She got the unanimous decision, and we had Clarissa Shield jump in the ring, and they did agree to fight. Shields has said she doesn't mind coming to the UK as long as the money is right. And you know, what weight class were they fighting? Shields, she's saying 160, right? Because she's a heavyweight now, obviously. So she doesn't want to come all the way down to meet Price at welterweight. And Price in the Olympics has fought at 165. Both her and Clarissa Shields at the Olympics, their Olympics games, fought at 165, my guys, my people. So yeah, maybe they can agree to fight at 160 whenever that fight happens, my guys, my people. But look, I just think that against Clarissa Shields, Lauren Price is in deep. She's in too deep, if I'm honest, my guys, my people. Now, with that said, MVP promotions with MVPW fight card they had on the Sunday. Headlining Caroline Dubois versus Terri Harper. Now, this was a fight. It was a fight, my guys, my people. I felt that Caroline Dubois could have done more though to get the stoppage. After all, in the lead up to this fight, she was talking a lot about how she was going to stop Harper in just 4 rounds, is it? In very much the same way as Sandra Ryan and Alicia Baumgardner stopped Harper, right? In 4 rounds, my guys, my people. That wasn't the case. That wasn't the case. Harper in there was quite elusive, showing good footwork, good control of distance, making it hard for Caroline to get in there and get much work done. But when she did get in there and on the inside, I felt that Caroline could have existed perhaps much longer on the inside and get more inside work done, especially to the body. I think if she invested in that, she could have possibly got Harper out of there. Harper was not great on the inside. She's not great on the inside. And Caroline, the faster, more powerful puncher as well, I reckon. I reckon she's the more powerful puncher. But yeah, great performance though. She got it via unanimous decision. It was well deserved. I couldn't really find a round to give to Harper, albeit she did put up a great performance as well. And Baumgardner, the woman who Caroline is targeting before the year ends. She says she wants Baumgardner before the year ends, my guys, my people. Baumgardner, who is at super featherweight, my guys, my people. I wonder what weight class they're going to have that fight. She would have to come up, I guess, to lightweight, my guys, my people. But look, that would be a great fight. That would be a great fight. They both have the same weakness, and that is cardio. Towards the end of their fights, they tend to fade. They tend to fade, my guys, my people, and they both yap a lot about what they're going to do, to their opposition. Now, Baumgardner does have a fight coming up in MVPW2 in the US. She's going to be fighting Mcrory, a former opposition of course, Caroline Dubois. So you can see they're measuring one another. Caroline Dubois thinks she's going to have a tough time with Mcrory. Caroline Dubois herself, towards the end of her fight with Bo, she was fading in that fight, my guys, my people. Bo had a very successful 10th round, my guys, my people. Yeah, but ultimately, good fight, good performance by Caroline. Again, Clarissa Shields was in the ring, not to challenge Caroline, but she was you know, there to support her. She says that Caroline has everything in her to be better than herself, my guys, my people. So Clarissa Shields very humble there to say that somebody could have the ability to be better than her. Caroline, who in a lot of ways is quite similar to Clarissa Shields in that she talks her talk, she's very skillful, and she just does her thing, my guys, my people. Now, on this fight card, we also had Irma Garcia versus Emma Dolan. Irma Garcia, 44 years old, IBF flyweight champion, super flyweight champion, right? Where she totally took the piss out of Emma Dolan. Totally took the piss out of Emma Dolan. Emma Dolan, very young fighter, right? Totally took the piss out of her. Dropped her at least 3 times before stopping her in the 3rd round, my guys, my people. I didn't see it coming. I actually thought Dolan was actually going to win because of her youth, right? But I had nothing else to be able to measure the two fighters because I've not really seen these two fighters fight before, if I'm totally honest. Really haven't, my guys, my people. So yeah, great win though by Irma Garcia. Great win, my guys, my people. And of course, we also had become undisputed on this fight card, right? The undisputed super bantamweight in Ellie Scotney. And who did she fight? Mayela Flores, my guys, my people. Yeah, some people thought it was controversial because Flores was landing with much volume, or should I say, was punching with a lot of volume. She had that real relentless Mexican style, right? She didn't know anything else. It's in her blood, but she wasn't landing with much accuracy. The accuracy belonged to Scotney, and the more telling punches, the cleaner punches, the harder looking punches that caught your eyes was definitely coming from Scotney, and I thought she took it, my guys, my people. Now the unanimous decision is a bit questionable. It was a lot closer than a unanimous decision win, but she did it nonetheless, and she's now undisputed super bantamweight champion, my guys, my people. Great fight to watch. Super great fight to watch, my guys, my people. Who else did we have? Shantel Camron. We had Shantel Camron, my guys. She went up against Michaela Katascova. Again, great fight, quite competitive. You know, Camron, to me, fighting at junior middleweight, She just looked a bit slow. She looked a bit slow. Nothing like how she looked against Katie Taylor in her 2 fights at 140 pounds. But she won the fight. Definitely won the fight, and she took it via unanimous decision. My guys, my people. But great fight to watch. Great fight to watch. Obviously it was for the vacant WBO strap, right? So now she is a 2-division champion. 2-division champion, my guys. And Michaela jumped in the ring. She wants to fight Camron next. And she jumped in the ring. She looked a lot taller than Camron, though. It must have been the shoes that she's wearing, because if you go on BoxRec, she is only 1 inch taller than Camron, who stands at 5'8". So Michaela is obviously 5'9", my guys. My people, I think that's going to be a great fight. Michaela is no joke. She's a good fighter. Very good fighter, my guys. My people, I thought she was robbed when she fought Alicia Baumgardner, if I'm totally honest. And I felt that she possibly edged it against Jonas. I think she possibly edged it. I'm not sure on that though, on the Jonas one. I'm not 100% sure. But it should have been a draw at the very least. It should have been a draw, my guys. My people. So she's been hard done by in a few fights that didn't go her way. She's a tremendous fighter, Michaela Mayer, my guys. Does this version of Camron beat Michaela Mayer? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, my guys. My people. Yeah. But altogether, great performances from the women on the weekend, my guys, my people. Now, what is coming up for the rest of April and then into May? We shall go into that. But first, how about Tszyu's performance? Tszyu's performance in Australia. Who did he fight? Is it some guy called Royage or something? Let me look at the name. Who did he fight? He fought Dennis Nerja. Dennis Nerja, my guys, my people, who he dominated. But it wasn't a great performance from Tszyu. It wasn't a great performance from him. Yeah, he was too easy to hit. Too easy to hit at times. He did get a cut to his forehead. I believe it was from a head clash. And yeah, good performance, but nothing to write home about. I feel like Tszyu has somewhat declined, and after his 2 brutalizing losses to Sebastian Fondora, that's taking a toll on him, I reckon. But he's calling out Errol Spence to fight next. He's calling out Errol Spence to fight next, my guys. My people. After the fight, he said, catch the big fish. Let's go fishing. Errol Spence, he replied on Instagram with a laughing emoji. And later on followed up by saying, you think shit's sweet? I'ma do you so bad. Close quotations, my guys, my people. I think that would be a great fight for the stage at which they are currently in their careers. And with Errol Spence being so long inactive since fighting Terrence Bud Crawford, it's been so long I can't even remember what year anymore. It was 2024, right? So it's a long time. It is a very long time being out of the ring. But if he's gonna fight somebody in his comeback, this is the right opponent. But he says he's going to put a beating on Tszyu. I say let's get it, my guys, my people, and find out. And find out, my guys. Now, with that said, right, who else did we have? We had Zuffa boxing on the Sunday. Zuffa boxing also had a show on the Sunday, and they were showcasing a lightweight bout with Magsayo, who stopped Fergul Mcrory in 5 rounds. That was a good fight to watch as well, my guys, my people. Zuffa Boxing doing their thing, my guys, my people. Yeah, so from now going into May, we do have some decent fights coming up still, you know, but so far we've had great fights already. Moses the time with Jermaine Franklin, I thought that was a good show. And of course, Derek Chisora, Deontay Wilder. How could I even forget, my guys, my people? Looking forward to tonight. Anyway, Junto Nakatani. Is it the 2nd of May? May 2nd, right? That's going to be a great fight in Japan. 2 of Japan's biggest names, you know, at the Tokyo Dome. 55,000 capacity. The biggest boxing show in the history of Japan. Let's get it, my guys, my people. And on the 3rd of May, we should be having David Benavidez versus Zurdo Ramirez at cruiserweight. That's going to be absolutely exciting. 2 guys who used to be former 168 pounders, now ruling the cruiserweight division. Just shows you just how weak the cruiserweight division has become. Of course, they are ruling because Ja Apataya doesn't have his IBF strap anymore. Obviously, he's been stripped for the 2nd time. For the 2nd time, my guys, my people. But that's going to be exciting. Zurdo versus Benavidez, and I can't wait, my guys, my people. Now, on the 23rd, obviously, we have Usyk, Verhoeven, and now we'll be having Frank Sanchez versus Richard Torrez in an IBF eliminator to decide who is going to be mandatory to Usyk under the IBF, right? Now that fight, I thought it was a foregone conclusion that it is cancelled, since the announcement that, or should I say, since the reports that Frank Sanchez had a reoccurring knee injury. Maybe Sanchez delayed the fight on purpose. Maybe he delayed the fight on purpose because he knew that this Usyk fight was you know, wasn't too far away, and possibly was looking to get some of that Turkey money. Possibly was looking to get some of that Turkey money. But even if he is injured, that has not deterred him in the past from still jumping on a Saudi card. It has not deterred him in the past, my guys. For example, when he fought Ije Cabello, he came into that fight injured with a knee brace. So I won't be surprised if he fights Torrez with a knee brace on the night, you know. But I think I mean, this is very suspicious. It's very suspicious. I'm suspecting Frank Sanchez might be injured. He might be injured, unless he's fooling all of us and he caused the delay because he knew that his team was working on trying to get this IBF eliminator on the Turkey card, my guys, my people. But yeah, let's see what happens. If he is injured, Torrez beats him, my guys, my people. Jack Catterall also on the card, my guys, and he's going up against Shakram Gayusov. That's not going to be an easy fight, but should he get it, then the fight for the winner would have world title ramifications, obviously. Yeah, who else do we have? Interesting. Guido Vionelo reveals that him and Martin Bakole were scheduled to go on this card, and contracts were signed already on Vionelo's side, but in the last hour, well, Martin Bakole turned down the fight. He turned down the fight, Martin Bakole, my guys, my people. I would think two things about this. It's either Martin Bakole, all right, whether it's a turkey card or not a turkey card, he didn't want to risk another loss, right, because he's doing well financially right now. Because listen, Bakole does have other businesses out of boxing that he's been working on. So he's possibly got that off the ground now and is eating good. Possibly eating good. Could just be the weight issue by itself, where he's thinking, God damn, there's not enough time to get off this weight, to take this weight off. And he's possibly thinking he might just walk himself into another Joseph Parker scenario where Bakole got knocked out by Parker, into another FA Jaguar scenario where he got the draw with FA Jaguar, but really he lost. And Vionelo is a former opposition of FA Jaguar, isn't it? You know, yes, he lost to FA Jaguar Vionelo, but he gave FA Jaguar a lot of issues, my guys, my people, that if Bakole were to come in overweight and indisciplined, he would have lost to Guido Vionelo, my guys, my people. So it's not a total surprise that he's actually turning down an opportunity, even if it is a turkey fight card where he stands to earn good money, right? Yeah, but with that said, now finally, my guys, my people, also on this card we have Hamza Shiraz versus Alim Burjic for the WBO vacant strap at 168 pounds, my guys, my people. And Burjic, who is number 4 in the WBO rankings, and this opportunity comes as Diego Pacheco refused the opportunity with Hamza Shiraz, and you can see why. Obviously, Pacheco doesn't want to be turned into a meme like Shiraz did to Edgar Berlanga, my guys, my people. And of course, Eddie Hearn wouldn't want to make that bed, would he? He wouldn't want to make that bed, my guys, my people. Now, Hamza Shiraz, I know it's not a foregone conclusion. However, I guess we can say that he's going to be the WBO champion. He is a real force in the division. Maybe one day undisputed. Maybe one day he gets to fight Saul Canelo Alvarez. Maybe he gets to do what Saul Canelo Alvarez refused to do, and that's of course fight David Benavidez, my guys, my people. Hamza Shiraz, who is 6'3", 6'3" in height, right? 6'3" in height, and 74.5 inches arm reach, my guys, my people. He's basically Benavidez and Zerdo, who are now at cruiserweight, my guys, my people. Both started their careers at 168, my guys, my people. So there's a lot of fights. Available for Shiraz to get into, from where he's at now all the way to cruiser. You can even throw Jaya Patel in there, my guys, my people. Now, with that said, the latest names to join Zuffa Boxing and Dana White, of course, Richardson Hitchins and Edgar Berlanga, who I just mentioned, my guys, my people. Now, obviously, this has got the hallmarks of Keith Connolly all over it, you know, who manages both Hitchins and Edgar Berlanga. He also manages Conor Benn and was the man that orchestrated Conor Benn's 15 million move from Matchroom to Zuffa Boxing, my guys, my people. And before that, he was also responsible for Hitchins' abrupt inside ring announcement, saying that he was a free agent and he was leaving Matchroom. Just abruptly, just sprung it on Eddie Hearn, my guys, my people. He was also responsible for Edgar Berlanga's fallout with Matchroom and Eddie Hearn, my guys, my people. Now, on the date of Hitchins' announcement, that was his biggest fight, right? That was the biggest fight he's ever been involved in at Matchroom. At Matchroom, it was with George Kambosos, right? And that was in June. The following month, July, Edgar Berlanga went on to get knocked out by Hamza Shiraz in just 5 rounds, my guys, my people. And his stock just plummeted big time, big time. Now, you can imagine, had he been with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom, of course they wouldn't allow that to happen. To somebody who's a name, Edgar Berlanga, who Saul Canelo Alvarez chose to fight, right? And they sold out the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Over 500,000 pay-per-view buys, my guys, my people. Boy, now he's going to Zuffa, where the future is uncertain for fighters, if I'm truly honest, because we don't really know what is going to become of Zuffa in terms of how they structure their league, in terms of how they pay fighters in the future, once they fully establish themselves and they are a stable, well-oiled running operation. So we really don't know, and that begs the question. Keith Connolly, who I don't really want to put strong judgment on, but he sort of strikes me as a very devious opportunist. He sort of strikes me as a very devious opportunist, where he pairs his fighters up with these promotional machines, right, with these promotional outfits, and once they get them to a place where they have good, strong commercial standing, he skedaddles with the fighters, and he's gone, my guys, my people. So that begs the question, right? Is he really doing it in the best interest of these fighters, or is he doing it for number one, himself, my guys, my people, even if he is getting his fighters the best deal for that time? But is he really thinking long-term for the fighters? Is he really thinking long-term? Because once the pieces fall apart, who's going to pick them all up? It's going to be the fighters, not him. He's a manager. He can roam around free, like a free agent. He's a free agent, right? Always a free agent, my guys, my people. So I don't know what's going to become of these two fighters, or any fighter under him. Hitchins, who is the IBF champion at 140 pounds. Last we heard of him, he pulled out of his fight against Oscar Duarte, right? But now the IBF wants him to honor his mandatory in Lindolfo Delgado, my guys, my people. The biggest question is, right, now he's with Zuffa Boxing. So how long are they going to allow him to keep his title? Until they strip him like they did Jai Opetaia, my guys, my people. Now, with that said, that's all I have for you on this one. And before you leave, do like, do share, subscribe. Of course, drop your comments below, my guys, my people. And as always, stay super blessed. And we can catch up on the next one, my guys, my people. Stay blessed. We out of there. Peace.